Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today we're going to be running some more of those winter Nexus or Yoiul sites as they're called. It's kind of winter event where we're going to go and hunt some NPCs. So I've actually done a bit of modifications to my Rattlesnake. So first of all, I put the Tech 2 cap recharger here, you can see here. So it allows me to then have that tractor beam because the CPU had a bit of issues with the CPU before. But I've actually not got the tractor beam anymore because I've got this festival launcher here. This festival launcher is for some festivities if you want to do some celebrations or annoy people with massive fireworks blowing up in people's faces. But the actual reason I've got it is because a lot of these challenges actually involve using these festival launchers, and it's quite annoying to have to go in and get the ship for that. So instead, when I these challenges you see here on the left, when you finish a challenge, then it actually resets and a new challenge comes, and it's not uncommon that a challenge is that you launch the festival launcher on someone, also an unsuspected person. So that's why I've got it on, to be able to do that pretty quickly. I've set a destination actually for one of these metaliminal storms, which is where the frost sites are. If you want to, or the new sites are, if you want to find the sites, you can look for metaliminal storms. You can find them here, metaliminal storms. You actually go on the geography and statistics, go into metaliminal stores right here, and then just look for the dots. Look for the dots and set destination to one. So I've set destination to this one here. That's only 3 jumps away. It's pretty close. Something actually I was wanting to do was to do this exploration stuff, because actually with these new sites there is actually an exploration variant of it as well. It's not just combat. There's 3 types, you could say. There's the combat one, which I've been doing quite a lot. I mostly do combat stuff in EVE Online. But then there's also the exploration one, where you kind of scan down these signatures, and then, or at least I think that you scan down signatures, and then you hack a container, like a data analyzer. And with that, then you can get some good loot. I've seen actually people getting insane amounts of loot from it. So maybe that's a good thing to do. I've heard actually someone commented on my videos in the past that they got many hundreds of millions from one of those sites. But I think also you can get hundreds of millions if you're lucky on the combat sites as well. Then the third one is then to be able to, you can actually use these mining ones, and actually just to keep them I actually did a couple of them yesterday actually. And one thing to just keep in mind when it comes to these ice fields where you can actually mine stuff, you can't use an ore. It'll actually say here ore, like ice ore. You think that, okay, if it's ore then I use a strip miner, but actually you can't use a strip miner. You have to use an ice harvester, even though it says ore. I thought it would say something else, just ice something. I'm not a big miner myself, but just the point is, make sure you bring an ice harvester if you want to do some of the mining activities, actually. Okay, let's see now. We want to go on exploration and do combat anomalies, because I want to find some of these winter sites. Yeah, there we go, White Storm. Let's go. Oh, there's a ton of them there. And then after we've done a few of these sites, you can actually try doing these exploration sites. I want to see if I can find some of them. I tried finding them earlier today. Try scanning down signatures, but I couldn't actually find any. Seems like they're not too common, or it just happens to be that I was unlucky at that time. Must be that a lot of people have already been there and taken them. But how I understand it, this is not 100% sure how it works, but how I understand is that when you go to these winter sites or these volatile ice storms, then the cosmic signatures here, they could potentially be one of these new exploration sites that exist specifically relating to this activity right here. Actually, when we go to this combat site, we can actually hit Capsuleers with the snowballs and get some of the skill points. I think you can get some skill points actually from this. I'm not 100%. How do you view this? Thank you. Oh, what's this? Livestock Liberate Display. Okay. Intibus to warm against the risks of... Okay, this just seems like some kind of collectible item, I think. This one, though, we get some skill points. Only 5,000, not a whole lot. But it should be alright. I'm actually not talking as loud as I usually talk because, well, I'm taking it a bit easy now with how I'm talking here, because I remember the last time I actually did some footage, I was a bit too excited, and afterwards my throat was hurting so much because I talked so much. It was not a good idea. So I don't want that to happen again. I felt almost like I was ill. I was thinking, oh, maybe I've got COVID or something, but actually I had just been talking too loudly. Too much. Okay, but let's go into the White Storm forward base and let's pelt some Capsuleers with snowballs, and also potentially get the good loot from the Sancha. The Sancha, they evil people, but we're going to exterminate them. So we're going to do that with the Gecko. The Gecko seems to be working pretty well. I've actually been thinking, okay, what's the best thing to use on the boss? Because like the Gecko, it does a lot of DPS, but it does every single damage type. So, you know, you would, if you want to do as much damage as possible, you'd want to do the lowest resist type of the enemy NPC. But there's some like benefits to this. Like, first of all, the EM drones, which is the lowest resistance of the Sancha, they don't do as much DPS. Oh, we're here as well. Maybe we could actually get it. The EM drones don't do as much damage, just straight up. Then also, they don't actually have like as good range, so I'll be doing range a lot faster. Oh, we're not gonna get it because they've already destroyed basically everything. Unfortunate right there, but that's the way it is. We're gonna pelt these people with snowballs because these guys got the loot. I'm salty. I'm throwing snowballs on you. Throw some snowballs. You see that? We get the challenge done right there. Let's throw snowballs. Is he maybe throwing snowballs on me? I wonder if he's throwing snowballs on me. You see that explosion right there? That's the snowball thing. He's also targeting me. He's thinking, oh, you want a 1v1, mate? You what, mate? That's probably what he's thinking. He's like, because often what people do in these kind of events is that, wait, hit NPC with snowball, receive. Oh, you have to hit NPCs with snowballs. But what people actually will do is that sometimes people will steal stuff, like they'll steal it and go suspect. So what people actually do is that sometimes when someone's going close to it, like say this was my loot and this guy was actually going towards it, oh, they're all locking me up now. They would lock up in preemptively, so that, you know, in case someone steals it, you can instantly warp scramble the person if they decide to go suspect. Okay, so let's see if we can find any sites here. Let's get some. You can see here. Okay, there's a lot of them here. You see Nano. They're all locking me up. They don't seem to be throwing any snowballs on me though. I can't see any of those explosions. They're probably being a little bit like, what are you doing? Why are you locking us up, ATFC? You see how big the Praxis is? It's like, makes the Rattlesnake actually look like a cruiser if this is a battleship. I feel like the Scorpion model, like the Scorpion, you know, like the Widow, Scorpion, Rattlesnake, all these models, like you see here. Go into this one. This ship here, like all the ones with this model, they're a bit too small. I think it should be a bit bigger. Or maybe the Praxis should be a bit smaller. The Praxis is a massive battleship, actually. We go here and we see how big the Praxis is. You can see that it's actually 2.4 kilometers long. That's 3 times the length of the Rattlesnake. The Rattlesnake is only 800 meters long. But on the other hand, it's kind of like cheating a bit because it's got these massive antennas which are contributing, I can imagine, a lot to its massive length right there. Okay, 3 sites. So at least we can probably get 1 here. And we also need to pelt an NPC with the snowballs, because here we have to. Before we had to hit a player. Now we have to hit NPCs, and we can also see there's one here. So multiple challenges. You can do them at once. That's pretty good. Let's see now. In this snowball, actually minus 13 HP thermal damage. Okay. It seems like there's some kind of theme here with thermal damage, because if you go look here, we see that there's reduced, increased thermal resistance of ships. So I think that the Yoiul or the Winter Nexus event has something to do with thermal damage. I don't know what they want, but there's something they like with thermal damage. Okay, let's go and enter the site. You can actually just pop up the directional scanner, see if there's anyone here. Drake and Gila. Okay, maybe we can actually steal this from them if they've not gone too far. We'll easily out DPS them. Even if these guys are fleeted, Drake and Gila, I can imagine will do more DPS. The Drake usually has about like 700 DPS if it's using heavy assault missiles. Gila's also, with good skills, do 700 plus DPS. We do, overheated, 1.8k DPS. That's some serious DPS right there, so we'll easily outclass these guys if they decide. If we're going to compete. Oh no, I did not want to lock up that guy. Please, don't do that. Don't lock up that guy. He's going to think like, what the hell are you doing? Don't lock him up. Okay. Pelt some NPCs. To pelt some NPCs and then deploy the Gecko. I'm not going to use my missiles now because the missiles are going to wait in the bay. They're going to wait in the bay until until the boss spawns. They're going to be saved because I've too many times for me to be comfortable with admitting it's happened that I use my missiles, and because these are rapid heavies, they have a very long reload time. So when the boss spawns, then it's often happened that I have to reload them exactly then, and because of that, basically my DPS is halved. And that is quite annoying because I will very unlikely get the loot then. My DPS is like just pop, cut in half, sliced in half. So I want to save these until the boss spawns, and then I'll use them. Also, it's a good thing to overheat them, but I won't overheat them because I know I'm going to wreck these guys. Little scrubs. Nah, these are not scrubs. They're good fellow players. I'm just being a little bit of a smug guy in my massive rattlesnake. Okay, let's get close to this guy. Apply Gecko. He's gonna get off DPS quicker though. See, he's got his Vespers, they're very fast, but it's alright. Let's shoot a snowball as well, because we need to get a snowball. And my Gecko's taking a bit of heat. You can see that. It's taking a bit of damage right there. Gecko, don't die on me, man. Let's look at it. If we click on it like here, and then we view. Ooh, Gecko's taking a brute force, the blunt force of this nightmare right here. Okay, well, we got it anyway. Let's go. Recall our drones. That's the one thing that's really good with the Gecko. It's substantially more tanky than any other kind of heavy drone. Oh, okay, that was not good loot right there. Only 4 million? That's absolute crap. Oh, better luck next time. There's more sites here. That's really good. So many sites. I love that. But let's go to the one that, let's go to the same one these guys are going to. Let's go to the same one these guys are going to, just to mess with them. It's really nice that there's so many sites, because like even if I go to these guys, they can always just like, you know, go to the other one. Like, you know, like even though I've got a really good ship, it doesn't mean that I'm just going to be dominating everyone and then like no one else can get everything. They can always just go to another site, and that's something I really like a lot. Because in the beginning, like when I started EVE Online, I actually started playing EVE Online where they had this Blood Raider event in 2016. All that's when I seriously started playing. You could say I played a bit before that, but I remember doing these Crimson Harvest sites in 2016. And those sites actually, they gave pretty good loot, especially as an Alpha Claw. I was like, what the hell? One of these battleships dropped my whole net worth. But when I went and got the, like, tried to compete for these loot, or the loot of the battleships, I would often actually see that, like, people, they would get it, and I would never, like, I'll try my best to overheat everything. Please, please, my little Punisher going up against, like, Gilas and Rattlesnakes. Please, I just want to get the loot. I just want to get the loot. But I was hardly ever able to get it. I think, now that I think back of it, I think I only got one loot drop, actually, from that Crimson Harvest site in 2016. Because I remember I was playing with my friend once, and I actually managed to get one. And that was like a really big thing. I cannot remember actually getting one otherwise, because I was a bit unaware how it works, high sec and all that stuff. So I didn't really think too much like, oh, I could just go to a very unpopulated place and do, you know, site somewhere else. I was just thinking like, you know, okay, maybe I can, I just do everyone as close as possible. And because I did that, there's like basically almost always competition. But something you can actually do here when it comes to this new Sancha event is just to go and look for these, you know, Spetliminal storms and places where there's very few players. I think there's a setting here for players. Nah, okay. Yeah, you could kind of do that, but you can just look for like kind of remote areas, places that are far away from, you know, the big regions like Jita, Amar, Ludixi, like, you know, the very populated areas of space. You can also just kind of get an idea in local. See that there's quite a few people in local right here, 50 people. And, oh, there's a lot of orange people here. Oh, this is something actually that I'm not actually think is a good thing actually. I see that there's code people here. Let's make sure that we are always going to be aligned out, just in case someone comes in. I'm gonna check on Zika 1 second actually. There's this. I'm gonna have to overheat because this is another Rattlesnake on grid, so we're gonna have a bit of competition with this guy. Sina Isanamo. Could also just be that this is a very common ganking system. I'm seeing actually that there are people getting ganked. There are some people getting ganked. Nothing on the scanner though, just keep that in mind. I'm just looking here. Look here. Some Rattlesnake got ganked actually not so long ago. There's something we want to watch out for actually. I think we'll move system. I'm being obviously risk averse, but I don't care if I'm risk averse. I get people complaining that I'm risk averse, but I'm not going to be stupid here. People, these guys are probably going to wreck me pretty hard. People when they gank, often they know what they're doing, I feel like. And they're not going to just throw away ships just for nothing, especially with this new event right here. Know that people are using these like expensive ships. I've not got a particularly expensive ship actually. The only thing really expensive is the Gecko. Otherwise I used to not use a Gecko. And before that, really, the only thing that I've got bling is this module here. It's worth 100 million. But this would still be kind of worth it if you had a really high amount of catalysts. If we go and look at the other people getting ganked here. There's these rattlesnakes getting ganked. A lot of people on the kill list. None today, though. Okay, there is actually one here. And he was in a passive tank as well. Ooh. Yeah, that is... pretty scary right there. Let's see now. Was he getting attacked by NPCs? He was on the Stargate. Okay. This doesn't seem like to be a particularly safe system. Just because of the amount of ganks. But also it has a bit to do with... This is 0.6 system. Like often these 0.6 and 0.5 systems, they'll tend to be more populated with gankers. Because, you know, the lower this... For you guys who don't know, the lower the security status, like... The closer to 0.5, then the longer it'll take for Concord to respond, and in that way it'll be a lot easier for people to gank. So actually it'll be probably quite favorable to actually go to this Altama system right here, because then we'll have less people, you know, potentially messing with us here, because there'll be the Concord response time will be faster. Obviously people can still gank, but it'll be not as easy. Let's go and keep traveling. Maybe I should actually start going in doing a bit of exploration. Actually, that's probably a good idea. Actually, you know what? Let's do it now because I've done a few of these sites. We got some actually decent loot from that last one. We got some agency overclocker that was worth quite a lot. But I can imagine the price went down quite a bit because usually when these events occur, the price goes down. You can see that 10 million only is worth in the buy order. So it's saying 17 million, but we got 10 million. You know, goes down quite a bit. We probably should actually. I said, oh, I don't have anything valuable. Oh, never mind. I actually have all these overseer personal effects that I ought to actually sell. A tip to actually, if you want to know how to sell them for the best price, what you do is go on Wallet and then go on Concord. You see here, Concord? Closest loyalty point store. Go to this system, go to this station and go and sell the overseer personal effects there. Because the NPC orders or buy orders for the overseer personal effects are there, and they basically give the best prices, even better than Jita actually. It just has to do with the way the NPC buy orders work. They're kind of like Concord wants to reward people for hunting NPCs, you could say. And the same thing goes for DED sites. You can drop overseer's personal effects, and you'll be able to then hand them in there as well. I'm gonna just go to my station, and you're wondering maybe, oh, how am I gonna, you know, do some exploration? I've not got any core probe launcher, and I've not got any scanning modules. Don't worry, guys. We don't have to go all the way back to some station and refit. Only thing we have to do, don't have to go all the way back to my base and, you know, in Jita and refit. I've actually got an exploration ship with me in my cargo bay, or in my frigate escape bay. See here, we've got a Heron right here. Heroni. He's sitting in there, tucked up, nice and warm in this cold weather right here. You see, it's really cold, so he's doing good in the cargo hold of my ship actually. So we're gonna just repair the overheated modules because we've got quite a lot of overheated modules. There we go. Okay, and then we're just gonna drag out the festival Heron and go and search for sites. We'll do that. We'll do some like scanning in the system, see if we find anything interesting. Hopefully we'll get some good loot. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. To be honest, I'll be happy enough if I at least find a site. Oh, I should have had 16. Because there's a thing with core probe launchers. if you don't like have 16, then it'll not automatically reload for some reason. It's really annoying. Okay, so we've got some signatures. Deploy. Move, please. Okay, and click here. Click increase size and scan. Just sit here on this citadel right here. This is a quite convenient way because you know no one can mess with you. I mean, no one's really gonna gank a Heron unless you're carrying really good loot. Not like it's really not worth it. But I always like just being able to be close to the station. Right now, it's mainly just because we're really close to my Rattlesnake, so I can easily just refit when I want to. And I'm using the data analyzer because, as far as I know, these only contain like data sites. They don't have any kind of relic analyzer required loot caches. So that's why I'm going with the data analyzer. I just want to focus on that. And I've also got actually a rig. Memetic algorithm bank. Memes. It's good for memes, you know. It makes it so that you get a bit of a better data analyzer strength. It makes it a bit easier to hack. Even though I don't usually have problems hacking stuff in the Heron, but it'll just make it a bit easier so we can just like basically just brute force to hack every single thing. And we can see here it's quite hard to hack this, scan this. So, ooh, a data site. This actually could be it. This could be it. This could be it, guys. Okay, it's quite hard to scan this down. You need a level 4 scanning difficulty. Ooh. Some serious scanning is required here. Yeah, there we go. Westcom comms relay. Let's go. We found one. Let's go. See what's here. Okay, we're here. And it's already been taken by an Astero. Unfortunate right there. Let's go and look for some more. Where's our core probes? They're very tiny. You can hardly see it. Wait, actually, let's go. Maybe if he fails, we'll be able to just snatch it from him. Let's just stay here. Ah, he already got it. Okay. Let's go and go into the core probe scanner. And look for some more. It's a bit annoying that the Astero got it first, but that's just the name of the game. That's just the name of the game. I probably actually should have gone with an Astero, because the thing is, an Anathema, the Covert Ops frigate, I like to use that one. I think it looks pretty cool. But you're actually not able to put it in the frigate escape bay. I don't know why, but that's just a rule. Like, you can only put certain frigates in the frigate escape bay. So I didn't put the Heron, but I actually didn't think about the Astero, because I think you can put the Astero in there. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can. So it would have been probably a better alternative, because this Astero has better scanning, and I think even better scanning as well. Scanning and hacking as well. Let's see. Will we be able to scan this? Ah, wormhole. A wormy. Scan here, see if there's anything here. Another wormhole. Ah, it's gone. Yep, so that was all of them right here. Let's go to the next system, see if there's anything in here. Actually, what we can do is go on the agency scanner. And you can actually see how many cosmic signatures are nearby. So we've got exploration and we've got cosmic signatures. You can see there's 22 signatures there. That must be like a tutorial system or something. That must be a tutorial system or something. 22? There's no way. Let's go there and just check out. Maybe there's something. Maybe there is something in there. It'll be interesting to see. I want to just be able to do one of these because I've never actually done one of them before. Be interesting to see if it actually drops some good loot. I heard something about the people dropping nightmare BPCs. So if you get a nightmare blueprint, that'll be worth quite a bit, like a couple of 100 mils at least. Because the blueprint itself, you can produce the nightmare, and I think nightmare goes for like 400 million. And then, or maybe even more, I can't remember. Like faction ships, they're going up and down in prices all the time. I cannot keep an eye on all of them. Ooh, Buck Warbash is suspect? That's Hateless Gaming. He's another YouTuber. He just went suspect. He's doing something naughty maybe here. Okay, let's go and reload this. But if the Nightmare BPC, I think it go like you can sell it then the ship itself for 400 million, and then you actually have to spend 200 million to like get the materials to produce it. So you get about 200 million profit, I think, from just the blueprint alone. So that'll be a really good drop to get, like just pop 200 mil like that. Let's go here, increase scan size. Let's make the local a bit smaller. I don't like having a massive local because I can't see. In general, I like to keep my windows pretty small in EVE Online. Oh, this actually looks like a really cool screenshot. Actually, let's do this. Screenshot time. I have like a folder of screenshots which I use just collect and also use for thumbnails. So I think it looks really cool with this background. I think also it has to do that the closer you are to the center of the storm, then you can actually see that there's more like effects in the background. Oh, look, someone in local is saying that this is being naughty. Okay, I need to do a bit more systematically on our scans. 24% right here. Reduce size. Ah. Wormhole, wormhole, wormhole. It'll be interesting to see actually if I actually do manage to find one of these, because it'll be very disappointing to not even find like one of these in this system. There's so many signatures here. Should find something. Combat site, okay. I'm not interested in doing that right now actually. Maybe some other time, but not right now. Let's combat site again. This could maybe be it because very low percentage of scanning on this. There's no Warprobe scan launchers right here. Maybe there will be, you know, because we're so far away from these signatures right here. So that's probably why we can't see any core scanner probes on the D-scan. Scan a bit less. Oh, it's taking too slow. I feel like everyone's just going to grab these before I can ever get them. Oh, there's some Sancha. Oh no, it's a Guristas. Guristas. The dreaded Guristas. Let's go to the moon instead, because this is not a combat capable Heron. Even though I could have actually put drones and killed that Gurista quite easily. Let's go and... yeah, this is definitely one of them. You see how hard it is to scan? This is actually interesting because they want you to really have a good scanning ship, because you need to actually have pretty decent scanning skills or equipment to be able to scan this down. Because, I mean, I've got a fully specialized ship for scanning, and even then it's not the easiest task. But then again, it is a Tech 1, crappy Tech 1 ship. I have actually seen it being done in a Gnosis. Gnosis. This ship right here. Battlecruiser that actually has a bonus to scanning or probes. So this is actually some potential you could do both of them at the same time, like combat and these. But I feel like when I'm doing the combat sites, I really want to just do combat sites. I don't want to mix them up. I want to do like I don't want to mix them up. I just want to do combat sites. Like I wouldn't want to do them at the same time. Then again, maybe it would be good because, you know, while you're doing the combat sites, you could just scan. That's also a good alternative actually. Like what I'm trying to say is that when I'm usually out there, I'm just like, I'm in the mood, I just want to do combat now. Or I'm in the mood, I would just want to do exploration. Oh my god, again. He just came here, We're fasting him as well. Let's go. Let's go. We got it. Yes. Don't fail. Oh. There we go. We got it. Oh, that was close. Okay, good. Let's see now. We've got one of these. Okay, something here. Repair tool. Always want to use the repair tool straight away. You just want to maximize that because it's a... okay, easy scan right there. Okay, what do we get here? Doesn't seem to be particularly good. So basically, I think that this is like similar to what you would get from the battleships, and I think that's really good actually that they make it so that you get like similar rewards as the battleships, because like it feels like when it comes to like different ISK making activities in EVE Online, I feel almost like that it's encouraged that the best ISK is from combat activities. Like obviously you can get a lot of ISK from doing exploration, trading, all this stuff, but I feel like one of the most go-to ways to get ISK is to do combat related stuff. But I like it here. It seems like this is some typical thing I would get from a Sancha battleship. Now, I've not done a whole lot of these cans. This is the first one I've done, so maybe it could be you could get something really good from this. But I like how they're giving good rewards to the explorers as well, not just all the combat people. Because it's always been, or most of the events usually involve combat. However, I don't like when they mix combat and exploration. I like it when you can just focus on one. Here, I can just focus on one. If you want, you could use Gnosis and do both of them if you want, but I like to just focus on one, because at one point there was some event you needed to like hack stuff and kill stuff. That was very annoying. Okay, where is our Rattlesnake now? It's in Uranainen. Let's go back. So we got a little haul here. This thing is worth like 10 million, I think. Maybe 10 million in Jita. So that's some ISK right there. Pretty decent ISK. And I can imagine an alpha clone would be very happy to find this. However, I don't know if an alpha clone will be able to scan this. I think they will be able to scan it down, because I don't have particularly good scanning skills. And then also I could even use more modules to boost my scanning. So this gravity capacitor upgrade increases the strength of your probes. However, this thing right here doesn't. It only increases the virus strength, and to be honest, you don't really need that, because that was a pretty easy hack. So you could just use 2 of these guys, these gravity capacitor upgrades, and get even more scanning boost from that. Let's go dock up here and go back to the mothership. I really like this. It's really cool that you can kind of, it's almost like a bit of a nomad lifestyle, where you can just go around in my Rattlesnake and have my Heron in it and do a bit of exploration when I feel like it, and go back to the mothership. It's pretty cool. I've seen people actually do it, like in an Orca, where they carry a bunch of ships there, like something for like, you can do some combat, exploring, abyss, like different things they carry in an Orca. But you can kind of do that on a bit of a smaller scale in your frigate escape bay. I think that's really cool. It's dock up right there. Also, I was thinking, you know, I was talking about that maybe I should have had an Astero before, but also again, a good thing about the Heron is that it's not at all a big gank target. Dirt cheap ship, so less of a gank target right there. It's border snake. Put the Heron in here. Oh yeah, he's got stuff in the cargo, because that's a thing when it comes to frigate escape bay. You have to have like only ammo in it. You can't have other things like you could have as a cheaty cargo thing. I think what they're trying to prevent is that they want to make it so that you can't just like put a ship inside your frigate escape bay and have it like really big cargo in there or something like that. You can kind of do that though with ammo, but I think they're just trying to kind of balance it out so that battleships don't have a crazy amount of cargo space. So we're going to go to Velin and sell our overseer personal effects, because this is where you'll get the best ISK. You always want to go to a Concord station to sell those overseer personal effects. That's where you'll get the best tank ISK. So we'll go to Velin, and actually there's a bread type I've seen called Velin. Bread called Velin. Let's see if it's in Google actually, if there's an actual thing. Okay, there's not. Maybe I'm mixing it up with something else, but it sounds similar to some name of some brand of bread I've heard a bit before. It's like some kind of sourdough sort of thing, I think, or whatever. So we'll go here and continue on our journey to our final destination of Velin. I'm just going to sort out these drones here, because it's really annoying. You see, you have all these menus open, and it can actually become pretty big. You see this right here, if you have all of them open at the same time. I'm going to keep them sorted out and reload a bit here. I've been doing so many of these sites. They've been really good ISK, and also pretty fun actually, doing a bit of competition. I've actually had some pretty good outplays. I was like, whoa, how did I manage to do that? What happened was, there was actually one of these combat sites where you have to kill the Sancha battleship. There was actually 2 people who jumped in with Cronoses. 2 Cronoses. Okay, 2 Cronoses. Kronos is the Marauder, the battleship of the Galenta. They use blasters. They do crazy DPS up close. And there were 2 of them, and I know that they were fleeted up because I could see that they were in the same corp, so they had to be fleeted up. So their combined DPS will, if they had the short range ammo, would be 2k plus, maybe even 3k. Probably 3k plus actually. And they would easily out DPS me, but I was still able to beat them. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that they had to use close range ammo to get the good DPS. They were stuck with the long range ammo if they wanted to do damage straight away. And especially since the way it works is that the Sancha battleship, he warps in not like directly like in a predictable spot, it's quite far away. So you have to get close to use those close range ammo. But the thing is, we're using heavy missiles, and the drones can fly pretty, especially the Gecko, it flies pretty So just fly quickly and go and kill the battleship pretty quickly. And I was surprised, like 2 Cronoses versus my 1 battleship was able to out DPS them. I was really satisfied with that. I was thinking, yes. I'm so good. Or it could just be that they just happened to have Cronoses, but they didn't have so good skills. But I was just still pretty proud of that. I was thinking, oh, I'm just wasting my heat damage on my missiles by doing this. There's no way, but let's just try it anyway. And I was just thinking, whoa, the wreck is not yellow. It was white or grey. I was like, whoa, that's really impressive right there. Something I've actually noticed is that people they'll use Leshaks. And Leshaks seem to be really crap actually for this this site. Or at least if you want to get the loot. Because the thing is, the Leshak doesn't have a so good starting DPS. It only has really good DPS when it ramps up. And the thing is, when you got people competing for these battleships, you're not going to have enough time to spool up crap, okay? You're not going to have a lot. You saw before the battleship, they just die really quickly. So it's not going to be something that you're able to... If there was a really tanky battleship, then maybe the Leshak would win. But in these battleships that die pretty quickly, especially when you're multiple people, the Leshak really just suck because they won't have enough, DPS to add DPS, or they won't have enough time to spool up their DPS. Meanwhile, you got like 1.8k DPS here instantly, or almost instantly, when the drone, goes on them. That will really outclass them very much. I've noticed, the reason I'm talking about this is because I've noticed a lot of people using Leshaks, and I win every single time. No one has beaten me like that in a Leshak. I'm not actually sure how much did Leshaks go for when it comes to their DPS, but I know it was not so much, because or at least the initial DPS I'm talking about. Okay, 900 DPS, that's actually quite good. It was not as good as I expected, but then we got 5 these Fed Navy Augurs. Okay, but that's actually quite impressive. 900 DPS, I didn't expect that. It's still nowhere near to what we're doing, and it still won't be enough time to ramp up DPS near what I do. I can imagine though, if you had low skilled Rattlesnakes, you could out DPS a Rattlesnake though with a Leshak. Let's dock here. And something to actually keep in mind when you're going to these concourse stations, be really careful. Gankers actually sit outside of these guys and snipe people. So if you're going on like a really flimsy ship, or like in some kind of deep space transport or something that's not particularly tanky, be careful, because people can gank you. I've seen multiple tornadoes out of here, and even thrashers that just gank like these tiny little interceptors that go and dock up here. Just be careful with that, and that's why I'm doing it actually in my Rattlesnake, because it's harder to gank a Rattlesnake than a little interceptor that's just one tapped by a thrasher. So you'd have to invest a lot more to gank this. It's I've never even, no one's even locked me up. However, someone once did lock me up when I was like I think it was like an Atron once. When I went to these concourse stations, I was just checking it out, and I realized that, oh wait, he was locking me up because he thought maybe I had something good loot. Because other people also do this, that they go to these stations and sell loot. You can even see here where you've got a tornado out here. He's there, probably wanting to gank people. So we've got these blackbirds even, and I know these guys. I've seen people do these before. These blackbirds, they're doing some sensor boosting on the tornado, so he instantly locks up people. So that's why those blackbirds are there. I've seen this group that is often camps out of these concourse stations. So we're gonna go here and sell the Overseer personal effects, and I'll make my way back to Jita afterwards. You can see here we get good prices from this. It's like almost exactly the estimated prices. The only reason it's less than the estimated prices because obviously we've got that sales tax. We can sell this here. Okay, so we've got some dank isk. Dank isk is always what I'm about. So I'm going to make my way back to Jita right now. Let's just see if we don't get ganked here outside, because one tornado is not going to do crap to my Rattlesnake, but multiple tornadoes could do something. You can see that. Oh, a Kildari shuttle was killed. Who was he killed by? He was killed by... Who is it? That's probably why there's only one tornado here, because the other one probably ganked this guy. And I can imagine this guy probably had some good loot in it. That's why he's being looted. Can I please move? And they're all there waiting to kill people. Now, can I please move? I can't move my ship. Hello? There we go. Okay. This scary right there. I couldn't even control my ship. But we didn't get ganked, so that's good. Alright, I think that's enough for now. Did a bit of exploration, actually, a new thing. I've never actually done one of those sites before. This was the first. Did a bit of combat sites as well, and I got some dank isk. And we also went and sold some of the loot I had. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.